back to the channel. In this lecture series, we will be discussing about the introduction to mechatronics engineering as is, and we'll discuss about different types of mechatronic systems and its classifications, and we'll also discuss about the difference between sensors and transducers while discussing about some sensors and their characteristics. So we'll move on. To start off, what is mechatronics? Mechatronics is a combination of the terms mechanical and electronics. So the part mecha from mechanical and tronics from electronics. That is, the mechanical components or linkages or structures along with the electronics combined together gives us mechatronics. So this was initially coined by the term mechatronics was coined by Tetsuro Mori from Yasakawa company in 1969. So initially it was just a combination of the terms mechanical and electronics, and it was just a combination of mechanical linkages or mechanism or structure along with electronics. But later it evolved to include a lot more than that. We'll discuss that in a bit. So, mechatronics is a synergistic integration of the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, control engineering, and computer science engineering. So, all of these put together gives us mechatronics, and now it has evolved even beyond that, and it has included IT and all of those things as well. So, mechatronics engineering is the design of computer controlled electromechanical systems. So from the diagram, you can see that. So we have the mechanical technology, electrical technology, and computer technology. So it's a combination of all these three systems. So typically, a mechatronic system will consist of a mechanical uh, system or a device or a structure or a linkage, and it might have electronics. It will have like electronics components, and sensor can be a combination of all of these things. But definitely, there must be a sensor, and then there will be actuators, control system to act as the brain, and then there will be computing which computes whatever is observed, or it will give the output to the actuator systems. So it has evolved to make automated systems. So the mechatronics, it was initially they used to solve some shorter program problems, but it has evolved to make the automated systems even better. So completely mechanical automatic systems, they were started around like 1900s, and then came automated devices with electronic components such as relays, transistors, op amps, etc. So these started from 1900s to 1970s. Then came computer controlled automatic systems like CNC, CMC, and so on. They started from 1970s to present system. So in short, we can say that mechatronic systems can we'll have a sensor and actuator, and in between we'll have the computing part. So the computing part will be it can be like a processor, microcontroller, or a computer access, or all mobile systems, and so on. So in short, we can say that we can classify the mechatronic systems into two parts, as in if the system is open loop or closed loop. If it is open loop, then there will be an input, and there will be a process that will happen, and then there will be an output. So there won't be any uh, correlation between output and input, as in not correlation, but there won't be any connection, or the output will not affect the input as is in open loop. In closed loop, there we'll have input, we have process as similar to the previous one, and there is output. But what will happen is the output or the process will the whatever the changes in the process or the output, it will be reverted back to the input, as in uh, because of the changes in the process or the output that we are getting, it will try to calibrate the input value so that it can give us the value that we are decide, that it will give us the value or the output that is decided by the programmer. So the more common mode of operation will be a closed loop, where the command signals sent to the actuators utilize the feedback information from the sensors. So this does not require a calibrate. It will not be used to. Will not require a calibration information because we already programmed it in. So earlier we discussed about the classifications, right? So let's get back to the origins again, roots again. So if you look at the mechatronic systems, there will be a mechanical system, a sensor, uh, controller, and then actuator, and then there will be a process that needs to be controlled. Let's imagine this as our human body. So we have different sensors that react and obtain information from the environment. So what are our sensors? Typically we say five senses, but we have more beyond that. So let's say the conventional five senses. What are the five senses? The sense of vision, sense of smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Yes. So we have also have actuators as well. So what are actuators? These are the ones that perform the activity. So what are our actuators? Our both our hands, feet, our fingers, and so on. So these are actuators which perform the actual work. What is the controller? Our controller is our brain, which makes the decision, which gets the information from the sensors, makes it into like logical or understandable sort of understandable version, and then converts it into what should be the course of action that should be done by the actuators. So the analogy of human control system and computer control system is shown there. So if a process is controlled and powered by a human operator, the operator, so initially what we have is in the non-automated versions, the process will be done and the human operator will be observe that, and if there is there need to be any changes, the human operator he will observe that, and he'll take the action, he'll take the decision, make the muscle power will take control, and it will perform that particular action. So one can view the outcome of the decision making process as a it can be a control signal or decision signal. So this in most cases will be used for the feedback to control the input as well, as in how much muscle power is required. Let's say like if you want to hold an egg or a flower compared to like lifting a heavy weight, the right amount of usage of our muscles or our like body as a mechanical system, it has to differ, it has to vary based on the output that we have to perform. So that thing is controlled by our human brain. So our sensors in this case will be our eyes, which observe the actual system, and the actuators will be our muscles, which control the system.